Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. I said yesterday that I wasn't going to take a trade today because it's the day before NFP Friday. But price action was very clean today, so I took a trade, won the trade, and then just called it a day. So going into the day, I was pretty bullish. I wanted to see these relative equal highs get taken here, so we were holding OTE of the range, displacing back up, a lot of liquidity here, so wanted to see these relative equal highs get taken. So we ended up doing that. This is 8:45. We ended up taking that. And then we had these two big 15-minute imbalances here. But realistically, I was not expecting the first one to hold. I was expecting us to retrace a bit deeper. And looking at the sessions here, we did eventually fulfill this seek and destroy model, but I was thinking like this might happen like right in the AM session. London took out Asia low, Asia high, and then New York took out London high, and eventually took out London low. But so the trade that I took was, we ended up taking that buy side. We filled in this previous new week opening gap from the last weekend like perfectly and just rejected it. We pushed down. We had this 5-minute fair value gap here. We also had a big 1 minute in there, so this is the 5-minute, but I'll delete this. Had the 1 minute. We respected this 1 minute here. We had pushed lower. Now normally I do think this is like pretty zoomed in. I like to wait for, or I try to wait for displacement on a bigger time frame, but just like looking at the order flow, I really expected us to rebalance at least into this 15-minute sort of OTE of this leg, which is what we ended up doing. And just looking at the price action, like this is not bullish. We did move higher and sort of chopped around here, but there's no bullish displacement. We had a big displacement candle there. There's really no reason for us to just bounce here. Here is a different story because of all the liquidity that we generated on the way down. And then you have, a little AMD model, right? You have this low and just this accumulation range before manipulating the lows. I mean, this long was beautiful setup, but I wasn't looking at the charts here. So anyway, I didn't just enter in the 1 minute. I zoomed in a bit. Arguably didn't really have the best entry. I was kind of viewing this as like possibly just going to be like turtle soup, and we were just going to rip to the downside. So the first fair value gap formed here. I entered it as we got into that, and it ended up sort of generating another buy side level here, and having like an internal model here. So I think maybe entries in this area here would have been a little bit better of a play, but it ended up eventually working out, selling off take profit right at the 15-minute, which was a perfect place to take profit because we ended up having a big retracement right off of that level. So yeah, that was my trade, and then I just stepped away for the rest of the day. But yeah, this setup was clean. I mean, that's the accumulation, manipulation, huge 1 minute fair value gap here. You could have just smacked along in here, and it's not even, that big of a stop. Maybe you have a stop down here. I probably wouldn't have put my stop all the way down here just because you want to see this realistically remain bullish, but maybe there. I probably would have been targeting these relative equal highs here. So maybe I would have had to tighten my stop up a bit, but you could have targeted that high. We ended up having some SMTs, but you could even zoom in here, and we even had like an internal model inside of this 1 minute. So this is like a no-brainer type of setup. We had the low, we bounce, we sweep that low. We didn't really have necessarily like a market structure shift, but I mean, that's pretty clear to me, especially since you're sitting in the 1 minute, like, you expect price to bounce in the first place. So, once you see this displacement move, maybe you could have added to your position here, moved stops to here, or taken that as an entry in itself, to get 4-hour trade here. So, times like that is when these lower time frame charts are good, like the 15-second. But yeah, those longs ended up being great. Then little double SMT at the highs, and then pretty much just completely dumped to the downside. ES's candles look pretty disgusting here, but we had this 5 minute, this little skinny 5 minute here, which ended up being respected to the tick before going lower. So I guess you could have seen that as your little market structure shift. If anything, I would have been pretty much all out right there. We did have some relative equal lows in here in this 1 hour imbalance. But yeah, we just absolutely dumped to the downside, and then we had all this generated sell side here too as well. All these stacked equal lows, this low as well. So yeah, huge move to the downside, but this looks pretty clean to me, to be honest. I think this is the draw on liquidity. Look at all that low resistance liquidity. Looking at the 4 hour, like, this is just pretty clear. Like, I don't think this is a sweep of liquidity, right? This was the last big bullish imbalance, and we inversed it, respected it as inverse. We had a daily imbalance here that we ended up respecting. 4 hour, respected that imbalance, and this is just another displacement move to the downside, right? Like, I'm sure this is probably most likely OT of the range. Yeah. So, in my opinion, this is the draw on liquidity, and I'm going to be very bearish until we take that. So, I'm definitely going to be looking for some sort of, hopefully, we have some sort of retracement. I mean, tomorrow is NFP. I have no idea what to expect. We might have a huge move, might not, but sort of expecting some something like this, hopefully, or I'm not expecting this, I'm looking, hopefully gonna have something like this, where we have a decent retracement, somewhere in the middle of this range to then go target some shorts. yeah, and you know, there were some opportunities if you zoomed in, but I wasn't looking at the charts, and I don't know if I would have taken those trades, to be honest with you. But yeah, pretty hard sell-off there. Ended up taking that London low, ripping through all of this. You know, and now we have these relative equal lows right there, and then that external sell side level there. NQ's chart is a bit more nasty, just because of all this generated buy side that we have here. Yes, you know, this chart looks super clean for a move to the downside. So yeah, I'm also thinking this is probably the draw, but this is what I'd be looking for mainly. You know, we do have some huge imbalances there, so I don't know how easily we're going to move to the downside after taking this low. You know, still have this huge daily imbalance that we've been bouncing from. So, you know, who knows, maybe we take this, form an SMT at these lows, and then go run buy side again, you know, like, who knows. But I definitely think these lows are going to be the draw in the short term. So yeah, you know, quick little trade, took my money and walked. Didn't overstay my welcome. That was the good thing I did today. You know, so I'm just gonna try to stay disciplined, see what happens tomorrow. If I take a trade, I'll make a video. So I hope you did well, hope you made some money, stuck to your rules, and I hope it paid out for you. So enjoy your night. Peace out.